Welcome to CVR English News. This is Shekinah and you're watching World News 360. Let's get into the latest world updates. President Joe Biden conducted a survey of the destruction caused by Hurricane Milton, the second storm to impact Florida in recent weeks. The hurricane has resulted in widespread floodwaters and fuel shortages and power outages across the state.
U.S. President Joe Biden on Sunday toured the storm-shattered parts of St. Petersburg, Florida, meeting with survivors and surveying the damage caused by Hurricane Milton last week. Milton is being blamed for 17 deaths and was the second powerful storm to batter the low-lying coastal state in 2 weeks.
All those folks who not only lost their homes, but more importantly, those folks who lost their lives, lost family members, lost all their personal belongings. Entire neighborhoods were flooded, and millions were without power.
Biden said that such disasters were calls for unity.
It's in moments like this we come together to take care of each other, not as Democrats or Republicans, but as Americans.
That was the political message carried by Vice President Kamala Harris, the Democratic candidate for the White House, as she campaigned on Sunday in North Carolina, a state slammed by Hurricane Helene 2 weeks ago.
And these hurricanes have revealed heroes around all of us. Heroes who do not ask the injured or stranded, whether they are a Republican or a Democrat, but who simply ask, "Are you okay?"
Harris castigated those who spread misinformation ahead of and immediately after the storm. Her Republican challenger, former President Donald Trump, is among those who amplified falsehoods in the form of conspiracy theories.
In particular, with respect to North Carolina, they've let those people suffer unjustly.
Among them, the unfounded claim that the Biden administration had diverted funds meant for disaster relief to help house illegal immigrants.
Right now, fellow Americans are experiencing some of the most difficult moments in their lives. Yet instead of offering hope, there are those who are channeling people's tragedies and sorrows into grievance and hatred.
The wave of misinformation saw at least 3 congressional Republicans condemn conspiracy theories repeated by fellow members of their party.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu made a direct appeal to UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres, urging the removal of UN peace from Hezbollah strongholds in southern Lebanon. An Israeli airstrike on a hospital courtyard in the Gaza Strip early Monday resulted in the deaths of at least 4 individuals and ignited flames in a crowded tent camp for war-displaced people. Palestinian medics reported that over 24 others suffered severe burns in the attack. China commenced a new round of military exercises near Taiwan, inciting strong reactions from Taipei. Taiwan had been on a heightened alert for additional drills following President Lai Ching-te's National Day speech the previous week. Fighter jets were observed taking off and landing at Hsinchu Air Base in Taiwan on the same day. The Chinese military characterized the exercises as a warning against the separatist acts of Taiwan Independence Forces, but did not provide a timeline for their conclusion. This lack of clarity has drawn condemnation from the Taiwanese government. In a speech, President Lai asserted that China has no right to represent Taiwan while proposing cooperation. The Israeli army guided reports to a Hezbollah tunnel shaft located just 200 meters away from the United Nations post in southern Lebanon. Brig General Iftach Norkin asserted that tunnel violates UN Security Council Resolution 1701, which was established in 2006 to help the Lebanese army maintain a demilitarized southern border. The United Nations has noted that both Israel and Hezbollah have consistently breached this resolution.
From what will you to put them
During the tour, the Israeli military displayed ammunition and an Iranian IED, claiming it was intended for Hezbollah use. Journalists were required to seek approval before transmitting photographs and videos taken during the visit. They then reported that 2 Israeli Merkava tanks destroyed a gate belonging to the UN peacekeeping force, UNIFIL, and forcibly entered the area.
Behind you, like anti-tank missiles, rifles, personal combat equipment, and a lot of military equipment, and he built a lot of tunnels and military infrastructures to attack Israel and to cross the border.
Contains different stuff, but it's all military material geared for the Hezbollah invasion.
What will you do with this video? Another thing that I want to emphasize is how much we close to the UN base in your right. It's less than 200 meters from us, and the terrain over here, the forest and the bushes, it's not like we started the action a few days ago. It's completely different, but after we cover all what Hezbollah built over here, it's actually against every part of the 1701 decision, and actually we are standing in a military base of Hezbollah, very close to the UN.
The empty home, empty. Yeah, you can see it here on the border. Defending this place on my own. This is a kibbutz. They have children going. When this operation started, our mission was to eliminate.
About 15 minutes. 15 minutes.
We found in this specific area, the western part of the Lebanese-Israeli border of South Lebanon, we found underground facilities in order to be used by the terrorists to get into these tunnels to invade Israel.
Just don't breach the wall.
Hezbollah is a threat for Israel, a threat for Lebanon, and they really took the Lebanese people and the state of Lebanon hostage, and actually Hezbollah is working for Iran against the Lebanese interest, and Hezbollah is bringing war on Lebanon because of Iran.
Medical equipment, anesthesia. You can use your imagination to why they need the bushes and open these paths for us. A lot of
Ammunition that he brought over here to put them behind the wall, to blow the wall and to invade. When we looked on the trees, we saw some signs.
The weapons that we found are from mostly 2 countries, Iran and Russia, but they are also from North Korea. Today we show the box of the rockets with a Russian name coming from the arsenal.
President Draupadi Murmu arrived in Algeria, marking the first leg of a 3-nation visit. She took photos with members of the Indian community and addressed them, who expressed great excitement at seeing their country's leader abroad. This visit is significant as it is the first by an Indian head of the state to Algeria, Mauritania and Malawi. During the Indian community reception in Algiers on October 13, President Draupadi Murmu highlighted India's vital role in global development. She noted that with an average annual growth rate of 8%, India is among the fastest growing major economies and there has been a significant decrease in poverty levels. President Draupadi Murmu expressed pride in India becoming the fifth largest major economy in the world and emphasized that as India progresses in its journey of Amrit Kal, it will continue to strengthen partnerships with nations like Algeria. Netanyahu called on the United Nations to remove its troops from the UNIFIL peacekeeping force stationed in combat areas in Lebanon. He emphasized that the military had repeatedly requested the evacuation, stating that the presence of UN soldiers made them potential hostages to Hezbollah. Since October 10, 5 peacekeepers have reportedly been injured in various incidents. The UNIFIL mission confirmed that a peacekeeper was shot at its headquarters in Nakora and that shelling had damaged a position in Ramya. Additionally, Israel's military indicated that 2 UN peacekeepers were hurt by an Israeli strike near their watchtower on October 11, coinciding with increased clashes between Israeli forces and Hezbollah, which also affected the peacekeepers' main base.
Mr. Secretary General, get the UNIFIL forces out of harm's way. It should be done right now, immediately. איננו נלחמים בעם הלבנוני. אנחנו נלחמים בשלוחת הטרור של איראן חיזבאללה שכבשה את לבנון. אני רוצה מכאן לפנות ישירות למזכ"ל האו"ם. הגיע הזמן שתוציא את יוניפיל ממעוזי החיזבאללה וממרחבי הלחימה. צה"ל ביקש זאת שוב ושוב, והוא נתקל בסירוב שוב ושוב, שכל כולו מכוון לתת חומת מגן אנושית למחבלי חיזבאללה. הסירוב שלך לפנות את חיילי יוניפיל הופך אותם לבני ערובה של חיזבאללה. זה מסכן גם אותם וגם את חיי חיילינו. אנו מצירים על הפגיעה בחיילי יוניפיל, ואנחנו עושים כל שביכולתנו כדי למנוע פגיעה זאת. אבל הדרך הפשוטה והמתבקשת כדי להבטיח זאת, היא פשוט להוציא אותם מאזור הסכנה.
More than 30,000 people.
Thousands of residents in Barcelona protested against the Copa America sailing competition, expressing concerns over unsustainable mass tourism that they say is driving up housing costs and pricing them out of their homes. Josep Borrell, the European Union's foreign policy chief, condemned a series of Israeli strikes that have resulted in injuries to United Nations peacekeepers in southern Lebanon. Labeling them as completely unacceptable, he announced that the 27 EU member states have agreed to request that Israel cease to attacks on UNIFIL, speaking to reporters before a meeting of the bloc's foreign ministers in Luxembourg. Military vehicles were observed near Songshan Airport in Taiwan's capital, Taipei, amid China's military exercises encircling the self-governing island. These drills, characterized as warning maneuvers, have heightened tensions in the region. Iran's foreign minister issued a warning stating that the country has no red line in its commitment to defend its people and interests. The statement follows reports from NBC indicating that US officials believe Israel may target Iranian military and energy infrastructure.
Rocket barrages by Iran-backed Lebanese armed group Hezbollah triggered sirens across northern Israel overnight and early Sunday morning. Israel's army said in a statement its forces intercepted the projectiles, while it also intensified its attacks in Lebanon. The Middle East is bracing for further escalation as Iran's foreign minister warned in a social media post on Sunday that, quote, "We have no red lines in defending our people and interests." It follows a report by NBC that Israel may be looking to target Iranian military and energy infrastructure in its potential response to Iran's attack this month. NBC was citing unidentified US officials in its report. Israel's defense minister has said the country will hit Iran back in a lethal, precise and surprising way. According to NBC, the US officials have seen no indication that Israel will target nuclear facilities or carry out assassinations in Iran. It also said Israel has not made final decisions about how and when to act. The report added that US and Israeli officials believed a response could come during the Jewish Yom Kippur holiday. The holiday ended on Saturday with no strike from Israel. Iran's attack on October the 1st was launched in retaliation for Israel's military operations in Gaza and Lebanon and the killings of a string of Hamas and Hezbollah leaders.
Well, these are the latest world updates. Stay tuned to CVR English News.